All right, everybody, welcome. This is our third session at the 2023 Vision Grand Prix. Getting started basically right on time. Our first cyclist hitting the track right at noon. Look at that, like clockwork around here. We welcome our riders in for what is going to be a qualifying round of races held here to make sure that tonight is highly competitive and speedy in front of our crowds for Saturday night racing. And we start off with the flying 200s to set times for our young riders here. This is Lucy Dorr, our first rider in this group for the open women's sprints. We'll take the 200-meter time from this effort and use that to seed the riders into the tournament immediately following this. All of our riders will qualify. We have 8 athletes here today that'll be throwing down in the sprints. And Lucy Dorr for the Jerry Baker Juniors will be the first to start things off. Ruth Tomko is up second on deck. Kimberly Chen for triple shot cycling, and then Jessica Law, the next few riders up. Immediately following these 8 riders in their flying 200-meter efforts, we will begin with the Keirin heats. Keirin riders require holders. We will draw for position as you come up to be prepared for that event, so come on over and be ready nice and early, as that this time for the 200s is going to fly by real quick. On track now, Ruth Tomko joining behind Lucy. Kimberly Chen is on deck. Jessica Law followed by Danny Scoville. Bells ringing now for Ruth Tomko. Kimberly Chen coming on track. Jessica Law on deck, followed by Danny Scoville and Jenna Lingwood. 13.822 for our first rider today. 13.822 for Lucy. .424 for Rue. 14.424. Kimberly Chen gets the bell. Jessica Law comes on the track. On deck is Scoville, followed by Lingwood, Jones, Martin. We're in the back half already of our 8 riders. Keirin riders, please be ready. Triple Shot Cycling Club rider Kimberly Chen. Saw what Kimberly could do yesterday in the Keirin. Already knows she's got some great speed. Comes in with a time of 12.94 today in our new fast time so far. 12.94 for Kimberly, your speedster so far of the group. That's Jessica Law, number 112, that gets the bell. For United Velo, Danny Scoville comes on track behind her, followed by Lingwood, and then Jones Martin. The last rider of the group is Lizanne Fox, and that'll wrap up our riders for the flying 200-meter. The Masters Cat 3, Keirin's your first group up. Heat A should be ready. Baker, Vincent, Flom, Huey, Gilchrist, Vandervliet, Newman, and Mousseau. We'll start calling you over here very shortly. Jessica wrapping up her run at the line here for the 200-meter time. Danny Scoville for the Jerry Baker Juniors will be our next rider to get the bell. And the time there for Jessica was 13.801. 13.801 for Jessica. Currently our second fastest time by a very small margin. Scoville gets the bell. Lingwood comes on track. Jones Martin on deck, followed by Fox. Several 18 and under competitors riding today. This will be our third of the 8 in our junior riders joining in on the category. Number 101 putting in a good effort here. We'll be returning now to Team Mom Bears rider Jenna Lingwood. And the time coming in for Scoville, just a hair under the quick time of the group, a 13.044, 13.044 for Scoville. Puts her second overall in the qualifier so far. Lingwood winning the scratch yesterday. Another one of our speedsters here this weekend. Looking forward to see what she can do here on the 200s, followed by Tracy Jones-Martin, who just comes on the track for Atomic Racing. Lizanne Fox is on deck. To the ready area, please. Heat A for the Masters Cat 3. The Heat A of the Keirins to the ready area, please. Just barely taking the quick time. Lingwood with a time of 12.909. 12.909 for Lingwood, and that's just 0.04 of a second faster than Kimberly Chen. And not surprised, those two traded blows yesterday in our events during Friday Night Racing. Well matched in top speed. Here comes another speedster for Tracy Jones-Martin from the Atomic Racing team. Just got their bell, and now for Lizanne Fox's turn to come on the track, our last rider from the St. George Cycling team wearing that kit today. And she'll close down the group and see what she can do. One a day which she's not riding the penny farthing for an hour. And now we've got, here comes Tracy Jones-Martin. The quick time trying to beat is 12.909. Ooh, we've got a lot of close times here. This time coming in is now good for second overall, and it's just 1/100th of a second slower than Lingwood. The overall time now 12.91. 12.91 for Jones-Martin. Three riders within 2/100ths of a second of each other on the flying 200 meters. It's now Lizanne Fox getting the bell, our closer here today in the flying 200 meters for the women qualifying event. This is just the beginning of the Vision Grand Prix's third session of racing here in 2023. We had great action yesterday. We're doing this event to get ready for tonight, the 6 o'clock start, of course, for session 4, our finale. We'll also crown our overall Omnium winners in the evening, as well as see the conclusion of the sprint tournament that's now just getting started here with these qualifying 200-meter times. Riders get seated based on their speed that we record here in this event. We also have the Keirins that will wrap up tonight. We're starting those qualifiers here in just a moment. We've got some heats we got to run through and figure out who's going to qualify for the major and minor finals. Getting the time now for Lizanne Fox, our last rider, and then we are going to draw for positions for this heat for the Keirins. We will need, I did not anticipate this, so my apologies. There will be a slight pause here as we pull the timing device from the 200 meters before the Keirin can start. So we'll try to hustle and get that done. Thank you for being ready. Our Keirin riders, we will get you out here as soon as the timing tapes and everything is ready to go and out of the way. Your last rider of the day does take the quick time. Lizanne Fox setting a quick time by a pretty big margin here, a 12.389 for Lizanne. About a half a second advantage over the rest of the field as Lizanne puts in a great effort to close thing out. Our Australian competitor feeling a little bit better today, maybe a little less all used up from all that effort yesterday on the penny farthing. But looking good here today. We've got lots of quick riders in the sprint tournament today, and those times will be used to now seed the competitors into a tournament. We'll have those posted here soon so riders know where they will be, who they'll be riding up against in the first round of action for the sprints. And coming up now is Heat A for the Masters Cat 3 men Keirins. From these groups, The top 2 riders immediately advance to the semifinal round. That's the round immediately before the major minor finals. So winning here is a pretty good deal for these Keirin riders if they can get top 2. Other riders will go to a rep ride. You must win your rep to get back in to the semifinal round. So top 2, pardon me, really get the immediate move ahead. The rest of the field has to go and fight again to see if they can get one more rider into the semifinal round through the reps. Our group is set and getting checked in with our officials. Make sure we're ready for the start. It's a 4-lap event, and our pacer is on the back straight, getting set to go as well. You're going to see the e-bike going around to lead out our group. For 4 laps, top 2 advance. The rest go to the reps. All right, timing tape's up. Our team seems to be set to go. I think we can begin. On deck and ready to go next will be Heat B. Hers, Lee, Danielson, Odrago, Pyle, Schlesny, Tomko, and Lynch, followed by Heat C. Pacer's on its way now. Pacer entering the home straight. Riders, ready. Now off we go. An important ride here for riders that want to try to move their way towards the big final tonight. You must be top 2 to get the invite onto the next round immediately. It forces another ride, which is even more effort spent on a day that you want to try to save your effort to win a race, so you don't want to be out of the top 2. That's a tough road to take if you're going to go through the reps to get back into the finals. We got a lot of riders showing up today for the Keirins. That's why we have these large heats, and 4 of them to compete in this group. And look at this already. That's a long enough lineup. We don't see this on most of our evening races. It's not required the riders stay in the order. They don't even have to stay in a single file. And when it's slow like this is a good opportunity for riders to try to maybe fight for some positioning. So 2 wide at the back when it's got this long of a lineup. Our Keirin kind of bunching up. That's Andy Baker that makes the move more towards the front now, and number 3 does. And he brings with him a couple of tag-alongs. One from Red Keel looks to be Steve Mousseau moving up there with Gavin Newman, making it a 2 lineup setup now where both lines are going to be trying to jump things here towards the front behind the power of Ben Flom, the rider from Fell Swoop, who drew first position. Can't imagine a better spot for that rider. I think that's going to fit his style pretty well. Wouldn't be surprised to see number 26 try to drive the train here from the front. Our winner in the sprints in this group, number 48 right behind him, Vandervliet, has great top speed. It was on display yesterday during the sprint tournament, and this is very similar kind of top speed race. It's not the same kind of effort since riders are already near top speed as they get into their sprint. However, number 48, I think, in a really good position to try to find a spot here and an invite into the semis. Bells ringing, and here we go. Next time around, we'll find our top 2. Vandervliet starts to make a bit of a move around the right side of Flom now. Baker's trying to hold on to his wheel and sit in that stream. You can see Vandervliet waiting to make any kind of an attack. He's looking for someone to come around first before he goes all out down the back straight. Now he's up and out of the saddle. Flom's going to be left behind just a bit here, but they're still side by side. A powerful move here from Fell Swoop. Can he hold on? Here comes Baker around the outside. Vandervliet in that perfect position, should be able to get the move here. Vandervliet and Baker, number 3, as I got the first 2 across the line unofficially. Number 73, Alex Hui, just off the mark. Baker read that really well, found a good wheel and held on, able to come around at the line. It'll be Vandervliet and Baker get the invite to the semifinal round. Everybody else will ride again in the reps. Our second heat coming up now. This is Heat B on the track. They're followed by Heat C, Grinsel, Campbell-Harris, Arnoldi, Berg, Mitchell, Miller, Frigo, Magidson, and Kovacs. You win here, you win in the semis, you get invited to the major final where you can fight over the big cash prize to win the race. I believe a $200 cash prize and big points in the sprint omnium. Qualification required here, though. Again, 2 more riders to be found from this group to join our 2 that have already been nominated for the semifinal round. Once again, calling Heat C, all riders Heat C to the ready area so you can draw for positions. Grinsell, Campbell Harris, Arnoldi, Berg, Mitchell, Miller, Frigo, Magidson, and Kovacs. And Heat B, getting some clicking here. I think we got mechanical for number 56 who's going to pull to the side. And we will get the restart. Riders coming around again for another start. 56 going to get a chance. I think we'll be able to bring out Heat C, I'm guessing, first, but we'll see what happens. That might need a bit of time for 56 to take a look at the bike. We'll check in just a moment. Looks like we are waiting to bring back Heat B as our rider, number 56. Had a bit of an issue there as Iman's looking at the gear here. And again, we will rerun Heat B first here, so we'll get the bike looked at here, reset for the mechanical issue, and try that again. This is the Jerry Baker Memorial Velodrome. It's our 2023 Vision Grand Prix. Thanks to our big sponsor, Vision, for stepping up once again with big merchandise and helping us promote this great event. Tonight is the big show version 2.0. We do Friday night every single week starting at 7 o'clock. Today we're going to run a 6 o'clock evening session. As the next part of the Grand Prix continues, it'll include the finale where we'll award our winners for the sprint and the enduro omniums. You'll see the conclusions of these Keirins and the sprint tournament for our open women category. Beverage garden, open food trucks will be here. It's kind of the normal Friday night excitement, except on a Saturday. It's going to be a beautiful day. We hope that if you're out there in the park hearing us, our announcements here, or you're walking through and checking out what we're doing, you might be able to find time to come back tonight and join us for what should be an exciting and fun evening of cycling and supporting these athletes. All right, we've reset the group here. We're going to get our riders back up on the bike and ready to start again. This is Heat B, on deck Heat C. Thanks for the patience. Rerunning Group B here in just a moment. Heat B about ready to start. And the Pacers got the signal, and she's on her way. Once again, 2 advance to the semis directly. Everyone else has to ride through the reps. Pacer on the home straight. Riders ready. And away we go. So far, we had Baker and Vandervliet from that first group moving on directly to the semifinal round. 2 more here looking to get the invite. And our acceleration here from the Pacer bringing us up to good speed. We'll drop the Pacer here in a half lap. Mandy Hers at the very back of this group. We saw some good speed from that rider yesterday in both the Elites and in the Masters Cat 3. Winning the scratch race in really dominant fashion, so we saw good acceleration from that rider. This should be a pretty good event for him to try to work his way up, but he's got a long lineup to get through. Who else do we have in here from yesterday to keep our eyes on? Tomko with some good times in the sprints yesterday, as was JC Pyle trying to get through in this group. The junior moving all the way around at the blue line. That looks to be Danielson of the Waterline Racing team making a nice move here off the front in great position. JC is trying to match the acceleration, but Tyson came ready to throw down today, and he's driving a good speed right now. Iman, number 56, also trying to get back in on this. Oh, 3 across to that second spot. Iman making a good run at it. Oh, Drago looks like he'll find it. He'll get Maddie Hers at the line. Was not able to get there in time. 56 glad that he was able to get the bike reset for that one, as he does find the invite, I believe, to that semifinal round, along with Danielson off the front. Great attack from him out of turn 2, was already so far away from the rest of the field. Reminder that we try to exit on the back straight of the same lap we finish into the warm-up circle. Riders on the warm-up circle know that you'll be coming in fast, and warm-ups should be happening in a way where you are aware that that outside line could be moving pretty quickly. Heat C coming up to the line now. On deck, Heat D for the Masters Cat 3. They are followed by the heats for the Elite Men. Heat A coming up here pretty soon. Right now on the track is Heat C for the Masters Cat 3. On deck, Heat D, Douglas, McKino, Waterman, Lawson, Gooch, Williams, Andrew, and Stotts. And we're getting the signal for the go-ahead. Pacers on the way. 2 more advance to the semi-round from this group. Heat C lined up for their start. Pacer on the home straight. Riders ready. Another big group here, only two get the invite directly to the semifinal round. Everyone else goes through the reps, so they have to ride another round of rides just to get their way towards the semifinal round. And in the reps, only one rider gets the advance, so it's even harder to make their way up. If you get the win here, the first two positions is very valuable for these riders today in this Keirin competition. Tyler Noli draws first position, and already the back of this long lineup, they saw these big fields is almost too long to just be in single file formation. Once this race has gotten together, riders are starting to change things up a little bit and move up alongside. 94, Magidson had a great showing yesterday, a couple of top 3 finishes for the junior in this field. I think a third place in the scratch. We saw his ability to sprint in the field was quite impressive. So he's trying to be a factor here today. He moves up in that second line near the front already here and brings a couple riders in that second line with him. 2 wide as we have completed about a lap and a half in kind of a wedge formation here, all behind Arnoldi and the Pacer. Couple riders in this group with some great finishing kick and top speed when they need it, but this is a tough one to call. I see some good positioning from a lot of riders that I think have a good chance to take this heat. Magidson moves into that second wheel spot now, and everybody else fanning out behind him as the Pacer leaves. Arnoldi going to stay nice and consistent in the sprinter's lane, holds his line, waiting and buying some time. He's looking over the right shoulder, trying to make this thing as short as he can before he opens up the attack from the front. Grinzel starting to reposition himself. 81 is way at the back, needs to try to get closer. Not going to be close enough before the acceleration really starts to pick up. Down the back straight, here comes the attack from Sam Frigo, who's right in the middle of the group. He opens things up nicely for Gene Johnson Cycling, just drops the field quickly. Frigo looking very much in charge here. Nice work for the rider in blue. And Magidson, the junior, will get it. 94, second across the line, also makes his way into the semifinals. I said yesterday, the kid's showing some great top speed. He does it again here. Sam Frigo looking untouched. He'll be someone to watch all the way through to tonight, I imagine, with that sort of speed and acceleration. Heat D coming onto the track now. On deck, the Elite Men Heat A. McClintock, Jameson, Berg, Russell, Wilson, Kovacs. Pacer on its way. Again, Heat A for the Elite Men to the ready area, calling all riders for Heat A to the ready area. And the Pacer is on the home straight. Riders ready. The Red Power Ranger will be compelled to take the bike first. Number 83, Stan Douglas, is here to throw down today. In the group, we also have Tak Makino for Atomic Racing coming on to throw down. He's the rider kind of in the middle of the group wearing bib number 51. Eric Waterman for Dyna Racing. Dylan Lawson Had a good points race yesterday, number 75. This is a different type of race, though. We saw good speed from him, but I think this might favor a different rider. Dylan Lawson for Bell Lab Cyberworks is here, number 75. Robert Gooch of the Flying Grill Academy, number 52. Kenny Williams for Center Cycles in the all blue, number 14, in the second position right behind the Power Ranger. And then, of course, Thomas Andrew, number 69 in the black kit. And right behind him, the green rider from Found Cycling is Colin Stotts. Gooch with the neon helmet's got the position way there at the back. He's been good in these kind of events, but he's got a long field to work with here. And these big Keirin heats, you really do have to be a little bit different in your ride. If you draw near the back, you got to be thoughtful about just how far it is to the front. And we saw in a couple of these heats, riders wanting to shorten that distance a bit and moving up alongside of the riders in the sprinters lane to sort of create a little less distance between them and the front of the race. This is a tough one for Douglas at the front, who is sort of a true sprinter in his format. He wants one big effort, but he's in the lead-out position now. So he's going to have to start this thing from the front. May look to try to get up and out of the way here. He does come up just a little bit. He slows things off. He's just above the red line, waiting to see if somebody's going to make an early jump. No one's making the move just yet. Here comes Waterman trying to move in alongside. Bell's ringing for one to go. 2 advance to the semis. Waterman let's pick up the pace right at the line. Lawson right on his wheel. That's a good position for him to be in. The rider for Atomic Racing also right there, number 51. Stock Makino. This is going to be a good event for him. Lawson, the rider with such good speed yesterday in the points, is able to show it off here, and these two are getting away from the group now. Lawson and Makino working side by side here. But here comes the second punch from Thomas Andrew. Ooh, that was a close one for a second across the line. My eye gives it to 69 on the outside, but it's darn close. 75 and 69 side by side. That's Thomas Andrew had a great run yesterday in the sprints. Our rider Dylan Lawson might have gotten caught at the last second. It was awfully close for the second across the line. Top 2 advance to semi is an important moment here for these two riders. Either one is going to get the nod, the other has to go to the reps. Just on what was looked to be a very close margin between those two. Coming up now, it is time for the Elite Men qualifying rounds here for the Keirin. Our heats in the Keirin now coming up for the Elite Men. Heat A on track. On deck is Heat B. Carlberg, Duluce, O'Mara, Wright, Brewer, and Gallagher. Still waiting to call on second across the line in that last heat, as we're having to do a review on the finish line camera here. Pacer's on its way. I still haven't gotten official word on who picked up that second spot in the previous heat. Currently now we're in the first heat for the Elite Men, and the Pacer is on its way. Pacer now on the home straight. Riders ready. Big guy McClintock, number 47, draws first position. Riding for the Flying Grill Academy. Brendan Russell for Found Cycling Guild sits right behind him. Brent Berg, I believe the rider for Cyclemeisters, is the next rider in that lineup. Frank Kovacs, number 64, also out here in the group. Luke Wilson in the white kit for Better Builders Center Cycles team at number 82. Corey Jameson for the Waterline Racing team, number 59. Also in the group today. As Frank Kovacs draws the final position, actually, at the back end there, number 64. Right in front of Luke Wilson, number 82. That's where Corey Jameson is, number 59. Great speed from that rider yesterday. This is a quick group overall. These are all very good groups here today, even in these qualifying rounds. Guy McClintock, a seasoned sprinter at the very front. Tough spot to be in when you're the true sprinter. You might want to be on a wheel. All these riders look poised for some good top speed today, though. We'll see which two get the immediate nod to the semifinal round. Slightly smaller groups here in the Elite Men, not quite as many registering for the group, so it means these heats can be a little bit more normal size. 6 riders feels just right for these Keirins, and the riders okay keeping this in single file. May not see quite as much of that repositioning, that reshuffling we saw during the Masters Cat 3 rides. Bells ring with 1 to go. 2 more get the nod here at this point after we come around 1 more lap. It's still Guy McClintock driving the pace currently, the rider number 47. Brendan Russell wants to make the move out of turn 1. He is engaged here, full speed, trying to come onto the back straight. A nice jump for the rider from South Cycling. A bit of a surprising acceleration. We know he's got these kind of punches out of the field, but he's able to do it really nicely here in the Keirin. Now it's going to be the fight for second across the line. McClintock's still in pretty good position, but here comes the move at the red line. And it will be our rider number 59 coming up to the line second, Corey Jamieson. Again, we saw what he could do in the sprints yesterday, looking good here again in the Keirin. Heat B, come on up. On deck is Heat C. Morazes, Lynn, Helson, Parrish, Sandoval, Adams to the ready area. If you're out on your Saturday afternoon bike ride and you heard something going on here in the Velodrome, you're stopping by. This is the 2023 Vision Grand Prix 3rd session of racing. We had a full day of racing yesterday, ending with a fantastic Friday night session, currently being uploaded to our YouTube so people can go back and rewatch that later. And of course, we have more racing going on tonight. It's our big event with food trucks, the beverage garden, and all of these great racers, plus more for Saturday night racing starting at 6 today. 6 o'clock today. $5 for adults to get into the door, a suggested donation. Kids are always welcome to come in for free. We got a kitty kilo going on, and on the conclusion of all this fast racing you're seeing here, imagine taking the top of the top from all these different heats and putting them together. That's what we're going to get to see tonight. Again, come on back for some great racing this evening. 6 o'clock start for Saturday night racing, our finale of the 2023 Vision Grand Prix. Results from the qualifiers are being posted. That very close matchup there in Heat D for the Masters Cat 3. I can officially announce that it was Thomas Andrew, number 69, getting it. My apologies there, everybody. But I want to get that on the record that indeed it has been confirmed. Heat D, 69 and 51 are the 2 riders to get the nod to go to the semis. Your first 2 across the line. Currently on the track, Heat B, just now getting underway. Carlberg for the coefficient of speeds here, number 12. He's right behind the pacer in the red bike helmet, right behind him. Appears to be Merritt Gallagher of the Jerry Baker Jr.'s team. One of our youngsters fighting here in the Elite Men category. And looking pretty good yesterday. Marline Racing's got Sage Deleuze in the group. That's number 36 in the blue with the white helmet. 39's moving up. That's going to be Lemin Wright for the shop, coming all the way here from Atlanta. We got a couple of Atlanta riders here this weekend, in fact. The Southeast has a nice Velodrome community as well, and seeing some of their competitors make their way up here to Redmond to throw down this weekend has been fun to watch. We also got Daniel Brewer in the group. That's number 30, the Cheney Windows and Doors team. He's currently at the very back end of the field. Andrew O'Mara, number 55, in the all-black kits down the sprinter's lane, a couple riders back. He's right behind Gallagher right now. And there's your 6. Now lined up 2 wide. So even though it's a smaller group of 6, these riders already feeling the pressure, trying to shorten the field up a little bit as Lemin Wright's working his way up to be trying to be as close as he can be to Carlberg. And now the pacer out of the way. Carlberg, a great speedster, but this is going to be a tough position both for the top speed rider both position-wise and just this field. It's got some great finishing kick in it. Let's see what happens here. Here's Waterline Racing trying to accelerate things as Duluth picks up the acceleration at the blue line. He'll take over the lead spot. Carlberg's got a wheel to try to go catch. He's going to try to get up there and be with it. Lemin Wright's doing a good job holding on the acceleration from Carlberg. This is going to be a good race here. Duluth's getting overtaken on the back straight. Here comes Carlberg and Lemin Wright now. The hustle from the rest of the group may not be enough as Carlberg's in a perfect position to be able to get his advance here. Lemin Wright, if he can just hold that wheel, should have his invite as well. The shop will get in on this one as the coefficient of speed, your top two across the line. A good move from Duluth didn't quite pay off the way he was hoping for. Number 36 gets overtaken on the back straight to two of our sprinters here, and they'll have to ride again in the reps to see if we can make it into this Keirin. Good speed from Heat B. Here comes our third of four heats. Heat C is coming onto the track now. Your final heat to the ready area, Heat D. Bowie, Davis, Young, Pratis, Miller, Culp. As a reminder, if you're in the warm-up circle, please be single file to the inside line to give room for riders exiting. They can use the outside of the warm-up circle for deaccelerating. Thank you. Again, if you're using the warm-up circle, please stay single file and to the left. That'll give the riders coming off the track plenty of room to deaccelerate on the right side of the warm-up circle. Thank you. Pacer gets the signal, and they're on their way. Your final heat coming up soon. This is Heat C now on track, getting set for their start. Two more riders to advance directly to semis from this group. Pacer onto the home straight. Riders ready. Nolan Single Adams draws position number one, matching that nickname, middle name. 1-1 and first position. Riding in the pick of Dyna Racing, he'll take position number one in this group. A favored rider in this whole field is in this heat. I'd say Mateo Morasis, the winner of the sprint tournament yesterday for the Elite Men, has found his way into Heat C. And he's all the way at the back for his initial position here. We saw what he can do on the bike when it comes to acceleration and pure power. The Argentinian rider at the back, that is again Morasis, number 32. Number 38 here in the group is Kyle Helson for the District Velocity Racing team. He's right behind the lead rider. Mario Sandoval in the light blue jersey. Our rider of the year from last year, and always with a good sprint out of the field. This is not a bad event for him as well, and he's got a good wheel here. For Red Truck Racing, Campbell Parrish came on very strong yesterday in the 80-lap points race and surprised with his top speed. That's the tall rider in the white and red in the fourth wheel position in the lineup. And then for Waterline Racing, we've got Calvin Lynn, number 54, finishing out this group. So again, I look out for the rider at the very back as somebody I would be watching throughout this entire Keirin to be a big factor here today. We know what he can do in the sprints already. He has the dominant position in the sprint Omnium, having won the tournament yesterday for the sprints. Trying to do well here today in the Keirins. Bell's ringing for one to go. Adams overtaken here by first number 38. Now here comes Sandoval as Mario puts himself in a position. Parrish falls alongside here, coming down into the back straight. Sandoval trying to re-accelerate things. Now Parrish coming up alongside of him. Here comes Mateo Morasis. So all the way from the back, the Argentinian sprinter makes a nice move of it. He should come up alongside, and now it's going to be Parrish and Morasis coming on the home straight. These two look in control. It'll be Morasis and Parrish looking good here. Number 32 and number 50 come across the line, 1 and 2. That'll do it for this group. Heat D onto the track now. Your final heat for the Elite Men. Really sharp banks with it. And Pacers got the signal, and they're on their way. And your last heat today to find 2 riders to go directly to semis, now lined up and ready to start your Heat D for the Elite Men in the Keirin. Pacer now on the home straight. Riders ready. Six more athletes here to try to find their way in. And again, a nice strong group here. Lots of riders with the potential to make this a very fast day in the Keirins. Elliot Davis, number 58, draws position number 1. His teammate appears to be right behind John Bowie, number 24. The 2 riders at the front for Waterline Racing. From the shop, another one of our Atlanta riders coming up here with Le Mans this weekend is Aaron Young, number 44. Appears to be in the 3rd spot. Right behind him is Christian Miller of the 10-Speed Hero team and local rider. And then we have another local product, number 42, riding in the colors of California Irvine. Collegiate rider coming back for the summer is Carl Pratis. Emmett Culp for Digital Commerce Bank was at the very back, wants to reposition himself a little bit further up in the lineup now as we come into about 2 laps completed. Pratis will follow the move, so a bit of a reshuffling here in this group as well as Culp wants to move his way up just a hair. Culp kind of fighting for some space there a little bit alongside of Young. Nothing of it though. Young holds on to the sprinter's lane. Culp backs off just a hair. Bit of a split here between Bowie and his teammate in front of him, Davis, who's keeping acceleration from the bike. In fact, he's going to just kind of start really pushing the pedals here once he has open track. Away he tries to move with the bell ringing, the field catching back on as Bowie's waiting for something to come around before he goes on his own move. Here comes Aaron Young. The winner in last year's Keirin, Aaron Young for the shop, and a very close matchup between him and Carlberg, a photo finish. The rider from Atlanta wants to make sure he gets back again to see if he can pick it up again this year. Christian Miller for 10-Speed Hero has been very impressive at this time of year. He makes the move to try to get on the wheel of Young. It's Bowie and Young at the front. Miller's trying to come up. It's not a room for Aaron Young, but he'll be able to find enough room. Young will do it comfortably and measured there. Good effort from number 44. And a nice ride from Bowie as he goes from the front. Those 2 will find their way back into the semifinals straight away. Miller, the 3rd rider across the line, will have to ride again in the reps with the rest of the riders. Our quarterfinal rounds for the Open Women Sprint Tournament now coming to the line. Our first matchup now getting set to start. In the first round here, the riders seeded by their qualifying times. First versus 8th in the qualifying round, but through Tomko, our local Jerry Baker Jr. rider, they'll be taking on the Australian, the speedster, the many time national champion. It's Lizanne Fox. Didn't bring out the penny farthing today. Yesterday set a Guinness World Record for the women on the penny farthing hour ride. Paid a heavy price. It has a lot of laps around here. Nearly 59, or it was 59 laps completed, but not within an hour. So just nearly 59 laps on our Velodrome in an hour. An impressive record in speed that she set. But today, getting to focus a little bit more on the match sprint, taking on one of our junior riders. The difference in top speed, very significant here. If we measured from the 2-meter times, about a 2-second differential here. But the Rue getting some important experience here, getting to ride side along such a decorated champion and a wonderful athlete here in Lizanne Fox. Rue pulling out a textbook move here and trying to put the body between Lizanne and the sprinter's lane. Can't take the left-hand turn easily here. And that's a great maneuver for the youngster to try out here. It says, nope, I'm going to try to control the position. I don't care who you are. I'm going to do the right move here. Lizanne will try to ride it from the rail. Knows she's got the longer line, but again, with the top speed that Lizanne has, Rue's going to do what she can to get back on this wheel. They are losing a little bit of ground here. Lizanne makes a nice move and says, yeah, good race, kid. That was fun. Nice job. And here comes Lizanne to get the advance to the semis. Nice race for Rue. Again, textbook move. Nice work. Do what you got to do. Fun to watch. Here comes our next group now. Is going to be in our second heat between Jenna Lingwood and Lucy Dorr. On deck is Jones Martin and Tracy Jones Martin versus Jessica Law. And our final matchup, Kimberly Chen, Danny Scoville. And this puts our second seed versus the 7th seed. So again, a pretty big time difference between these two. But Lucy Dorr, what a fun rider to watch this last year. Just kind of has been showing great improvement, good strength on the bike, learning a lot every single week. And here she is taking on Jenna Lingwood, one of our local speedsters for racing in Team Mama Bears this weekend. Had several aims at national titles for age group in cross racing. Has been an overall strong rider, plenty of experience here at the track, especially this Velodrome. Is now Portland area rider. Calls this their home track, as we're the last one left here in the United States up in our corner. Happy to make the trip up here and be racing against this junior who, again, has a big disadvantage in speed. Both riders taking this first lap nice and patiently, as it appears that Lingwood's just going to sit in the sprinter's lane and allow Dora to kind of sit on the wheel and watch what's going on here for the moment. Bells ringing for the two riders coming on the home straight now. Lingwood bring it up to pace just a bit here. Dora at the blue line will try to accelerate coming out of the saddle here to go alongside of Lingwood, who, again, this kid's got good turn of speed and keeps getting better every week. That's nice acceleration for the junior as she comes out of turn 2, forcing a big reaction out of Lingwood, who will take back over the front and now rides it from the sprinter's lane, just trying to stay just ahead of the junior rider, who shows great promise this season. Can't wait to see what Dora can do as she continues to grow and improve week after week, year after year. Lingwood will get the invite to the semifinal round. Heat 3, pardon me, is Jones Martin and Law coming up now. On deck, Kimberly Chen, Danny Scoville. Jones Martin Law. Jessica Law lining up along the rail here, number 112. Next door for racing for the Atomic Racing team, that's Tracy Jones-Martin here in this third heat. 107 with the faster qualifying time. One rider to the semis. And riders away for their 2 laps. Again, the time's a bit closer here in the later rounds of this quarterfinals. Tracy Jones-Martin, the rider, number 107 with the multicolor kit, has a bit of an advantage from the top speed measurement from earlier today. Jessica Law, the rider in white, riding for United Velo. We'll see what she can do to upset that if she can here today. Only one rider continues on in the tournament. Got to get to the line first. A moderate tempo here from the rider for Atomic Racing, continuing a pretty consistent effort here through the first half of the lap. One more heat to go after this in this round before we move on to the next event in our program. The Gregg's Masters Cat 3 Keirin reps are coming up. Bell was ringing there for our 2 riders, now sitting side by side as both have kind of taken a bit higher position on the track, but your rider for Atomic continuing to control the positioning between her and that sprinter's lane. Hard for Jessica to turn left here now. Backing off a little bit. Law does have a line she wants to take if she wants to go down the hill. She'll just follow the lead of Jones-Martin down into the sprinter's lane. Not a bad move here. If Jessica Law can stay in the slipstream just for a little bit longer, maybe try to run at that wheel and see what she can do around on the home straight. Might be able to challenge the rider here from Atomic Racing. Now the move onto the home straight as Law have the turn of speed to come around the outside. Good moving, good timing. Ooh, to the line. It looks like it's going to be the rider in the sprinter's lane by about half a bike length. Good matchup there between the two, but it will be Jones-Martin, number 107, continuing on to the semifinal round. And finally, Heat 4 now onto the track as Kimberly Chen and Danny Scoville, our last 2. We'll find one to advance here. From the qualifying time is awfully close here between these 2 riders. If you take Luzanne Fox out of the tournament, in fact, the top 3 underneath her were all within, I think it was 200ths of a second of each other. So some quick times here in the group, including Kimberly Chen's time. Danny Scoville, the rider for Jerry Baker Jr., is number 101. Lines up on the inside. She'll be taking on the rider from Triple Shot Cycling Club, Kimberly Chen, number 113. Lined up closer to the rail. The junior in the inside position, slightly in front of Kimberly Chen. Both riders moving up towards the rail now as Scoville kind of positions herself towards the right and up against the rail. As now Chen will back off and actually reposition herself underneath and says, I want that position back. Thank you very much. A little bit of yo-yoing forward and backwards, up and down as the riders kind of spin around each other. Now it's Chen in the lead spot down near the blue line, sort of demonstrating a little bit of mobility around the track. Both riders accelerating as you see Danny kind of picking up the speed at the rail. Kimberly just trying to match as she looks over the right hand there, following the movement of that front wheel. Trying to stay just in front and in control. Constantly kind of faking the move down. Here she finally makes the jump in. Nice movement and good hustle here for the rider in red. Scoville still in a good spot if she can get just within that striking distance, but Chen might have opened up too big of a gap too quickly here for Scoville. Chen showing that she's part of these top 4 riders here today. She had a great time in the qualifier as well. And it'll be Chen riding again in the semifinal round. Your last of the 4 to make it on to the next ride. Oh, very good. So our Triple Shot Cycling Club rider just confirmed also another under 18 rider, so another junior competing here this weekend. So Chen showing good speed here today. We'll be throwing down with Jones Martin, Jenna Lingwood, Lizanne Fox later on in the next round of the tournament. For now, though, we go back to the Keirins, as we need to run these rep rides to find one more rider to advance from the reps. First up, the Master and Cat 3 men, followed by the Elite Men in the reps. We have 3 heats here today for the reps. Our first one is going to be Alex Huey, Andrew Lynch, Tyler Arnoldi, James Campbell-Harris, Eric Waterman, Kenny Williams. On deck, Heat B, Flom, Gilchrist, Hers, Mitchell, Kovacs, Stotts, Gooch. As it goes, when you make it to the rep round here, only one rider advances. You must win the rep to ride again in the semifinal round. Otherwise, your day in the Keirin is over. High stakes reps rides, a second chance to get in the repechage. It's that second chance to ride. Fight your way in for the semis through the reps. Our first group about to come onto the track. Masters, Cat 3, Keirin rep rides. Heat A to the track, Heat B to the ready area. Flom, Gilchrist, Hers, Mitchell, Kovacs, Stotts, and Gooch. Pacers on its way. Heat A in the reps, about ready to start. One rider to advance from this group. They've ridden once, they'll try again, as our pacer now halfway through the turn. Pacer on the home straight. Riders ready. The 2023 Vision Grand Prix Keirin is on the line. One rider to continue on in the tournament here for the Keirin. This is the opportunity to be in the semifinal round, to even have a chance to go for first through sixth place in the major final. You got to make it through this rep first. These riders have all ridden once before. They come back again for the second chance. Kenny Williams draws the first position right behind the bike, the rider in blue for Center Cycles. Waterline Racing has Tyler Arnoldi out behind him, wearing bib number 92. Dyna Racing has Eric Waterman in the third spot. Got the all white kit there is Alex Huey, number 73, right in front of James Campbell-Harris for Aerotech Racing, number 98. And then finally, number 80 at the back, that's Andrew Lynch for Gene Johnson Cycling Team. All these riders, I think, have a shot here. I'd be interested to see what happens here in the next couple moments, as all these riders, I think, have the good finishing kick to at least put in one good effort. All the way from the back, Andrew Lynch, a good speedster, has to start working his way up. Kenny Williams from the front, just waiting for the jump. He knows what he needs to do here, trying to make the race a bit shorter before he goes on his effort. Arnoldi will take the blue line here for a moment as he tries to accelerate out of the saddle. Alex Huey had some great speed yesterday. He's going to try and put it on show right now. A good acceleration for the rider in white. Alex Huey coming up at the blue line. He's up alongside of Arnoldi. Only one rider to advance. It's still Arnoldi versus Huey. Arnoldi has a shorter line. Huey with a good acceleration, though. Alex Huey will find his way in. I think it was number 73 with the best finish in his heat out of these riders in the rep. So not surprised to see him put in a good show there. He'll find his invite into the semifinal round. Arnoldi made it tight through the home straight, but Alex opened up a nice gap there in the final meters. Good final push there for number 73. Our next heat coming on the track in the reps. Again, only one rider to advance out of Heat B. We'll see who else can earn their spot. Heat C's on deck. Mousseau, Vinson, Pyle, Lee, Miller, Douglas. If you're checking us out today, just going on your afternoon stroll or bike ride and heard something going on at the Velodrome, this is the 2023 Vision Grand Prix's third session, qualifying for more racing action tonight. It's Friday night on a Saturday. We've got Saturday night racing starting at 6 o'clock. Beverage garden is open, food trucks are here, and the big show gets a repeat this evening with the finale of the Vision Grand Prix, and all of this great racing you're seeing now. We'll get to crown our champions in the Keirin and the sprints. Join us 6 o'clock tonight for Saturday night racing. Pacer onto the home straight. Riders ready. Another chance for these 7 riders. Colin Stotts draws position number 1, the rider in green, and everyone else lining up behind him. One more to advance. Trying to remember back to the finishes these riders had in their heats. Number 4, Matty Hers, was awfully close to qualifying in his heat. That's number 4, the rider with the white helmet and the blue kind of multicolored kit for coefficient of speed in position 5 in this lineup right now. Was just barely rejected. I know he's got some good speed here to offer. He's going to try to find his way through the reps. The middle of this field, pretty stacked, I think. 72 and 64 also, I think, have good shots at this. Number 72, Will Mitchell. Frank Kovacs right behind him for Cyclemeisters. Looked like he was pretty strong in his heat. And then there's Hers lined up right behind him. Robert Gooch from the back end of the field here, trying to reposition himself a little bit. Decides not to. He'll fall back into the lineup and hold on to the slipstream a little bit longer as he doesn't get much movement from the rest of the group. Stott still in the lead spot. Right behind him, that's number 76, Peter Gilchrist. Pace is about to take off here. One rider to make their way in. Stotts is holding the line steady right now, trying to keep the pace about where it was. He actually comes above the red line a little bit. Gooch is trying to move up in the sprinter's lane right now behind all the action. Bell's ringing for one to go. Still hesitation here. Here goes number 32, and here goes Hers around the outside now. Will Mitchell trying to hold on to the acceleration now. Coming from Stotts from the front, the whole field still following the young rider around for Fountain Cycling Guild, but now here comes the second attempt from Mitchell. And no surprise to see Hers in this position. As I mentioned here at the beginning, he's got some great strength and was just barely denied in his heat. Trying to get the invite here. Hers does just enough and pulls off the pedals at the end as he knows he's got it. Number 4 will get the invite. And that gives us just one more rep for the Masters Cat 3. Keirin up after that. We'll go to the reps for the Elite Men. Heat C now coming on the track. Heat A for the Elite Men on deck. McClintock, Brewer, Adams, Culp. Sending the pacer on their way. Number 64, 72, and 26 all record official warnings for staying on the track there after their event. Again, one official warning on the record for number 26, number 72, and number 64. Pacer on its way. Now on the home straight. Riders, ready. And our last chance effort here. I did get a bit ahead of myself as we're still looking for Heat D. I'm sure our staff there on the infield are looking for Heat D. Newman, Schlesny, Tomko, Berg, Grinsel, and Lawson are on deck. They're followed by the Elite Men's Heat A. McClintock, Brewer, Adams, and Culp. On the track now is Heat C, 3 of 4 for the reps. Now going into their second lap, Hyun Lee, the local speedster for Dyna Racing, number 85, finds himself at the front of this group. JC Pyle, the junior, in the Jerry Baker Jr.'s kit, number 77, right behind him. Red Kilo's got Steve Mousseau, number 40, in third spot. Behind him, also for Dyna, looks to be Scott Vinson, number 16. One more of the Red Kilo team, David Miller out there is number 65. And then for Flow Cycling, Stan Douglas, number 83 in the red of the Power Ranger today. Half lap until the Pacers out of the way. Again, only one rider gets the nod to advance. They've had to ride in a heat where they did not make top 2. They must now make top 1 position, only one rider to get advanced into the semifinals, with Hyun Lee now at the front of this race. Pyle had really good acceleration. JC, the junior in the all-black kit, now leading out that second line, just did not quite get there. We'll basically see how he races this one. He doesn't have anybody to follow right now. He's in a lead-out position for an entire lineup behind him, but I think the kid's got a really good shot at it if he can time his effort here. Down the back straight, still holding on to things. Red Kilo's right on the wheel still. Here comes Pyle trying to dig things in a little bit deeper now. And number 40 trying to make a run it out the outside. That's Mousseau trying to challenge for Red Kilo. It's JC in the sprinter's lane. He's got the position. Can he close it down? Mousseau's trying to get it. Mousseau and JC. It'll be Mousseau, number 40. Gets it. And your final heat in the reps for the Masters Cat 3. One more rider to get a group of 12 in the semifinals. Will advance one from Heat D, who's now coming on track. They are followed by Heat A for the Elite Men. McClintock, Brewer, Adams, and Culp on deck. Pacers on its way for our final heat. Pacer onto the home straight. Riders ready. And our group now underway here. Scott Grinsel, number 81, is right behind the pacer in this group. Daniel Tomko for Center Cycles in second position in the all blue. The Flying Gorilla Academy's Thomas Chalesny is number 67, third wheel position. Gavin Newman, number 78 for Team Epic. The East Portland Youth Cycling Team, number 78 is their fourth rider in the group. We also got Brent Berg for Cyclemeisters, number 97. Dylan Lawson, number 75, for the Bell Lap Cycle Works, presented by Dogwood Cycle Works in the group. That's the rider at the very back end of the field. Tomko's good in these events. He's in second wheel right behind Grinsel, who I wouldn't be surprised to see go ahead once the bike pulls out of the way. We'll see how that plays out. Lawson, number 75, was the closest finish today for not getting invited in the semis. He was finish line. We had to check the camera to see who it was between him and Thomas Andrews. So 75, certainly, much like Matty Hers, I would pin as being a favorite here, as we saw just how fast he was. He was very competitive in his heat. He's probably feeling a bit of a chip on his shoulder. Here goes Tomko, though, making the attack with a 500-meter effort. This is a pretty familiar-looking move for the rider in blue. He likes these longer kind of spin-up efforts. He's already opened up a big gap here as Tomko. Now the second attack's going to have to come from the back of the group here as looks like Cyclemeister's got Brent Berg trying to drive this thing forward, and Lawson's trying to hold onto his wheel. Berg and Lawson coming up towards Tomko. Tomko's still in the lead. Can he hold on? Tomko will get it. Tomko in the 500-meter effort, man, looking good there. Very smooth and strong acceleration for the rider from Center Cycles. Kind of surprising some of the sprinters in the group. He'll get the invite into the semifinal round, and that'll be the last for the Masters and Cat 3 riders in this Keirin today. If you didn't win the reps or in that first round, you are done for the Keirin. We'll bring our finalists back later today. The majors and the minors to be run in front of the fans tonight. The semifinal round first will happen again during tonight's event starting at 6. Up next, we have the Gregg's Elite Men Keirin rep round. 4 riders in each of these groups. Only one advances. Now what you get? Pacers on its way. Pacer on the home straight. Riders ready. Noel Adams draws number 1 again. Emma Culp, number 21, will have fallen behind most likely. Guy McClintock, number 47. Daniel Berg, number 30, will be your lineup here today in this heat. 1 rider to advance out of the group of 4. There's still 4 heats here today in the Keirin for the reps. A little bit smaller groups as we had less riders in the Elite Men. Dan Brewer at the very back end of this thing is a all-around strong competitor, good enduro legs. We saw him being pretty active in last night's points race. Has good top speed out of the group. Guy McClintock, sort of a true sprinter for the Flying Gorilla Academy team right in front of him. the back end of this field in good position, good poise to try to overtake the front as we get into the end of this one. Nolan M's a tough spot of once again being at the front in both his heat and the rep. Always that tough spot to be in the front. How to handle position number 1. Emmett Culp right in his wheel. On deck, Heat B, Wilson, Duluth, Helson, Paredes, followed by Heat C. Pacer bringing us up to speed, and will drop us on the back half of the track here shortly. You can see our rider from Flying Gorilla starting to move up a bit. Guy finding some good acceleration here on the home straight. He's not to top speed yet. He's waiting for something to challenge him first before he has to turn on the afterburners and really pick it up. As he gets the onto the back straight, though, he'll start to try to hold on to his speed as best he can. Here comes Daniel Brewer, though, number 30. That'll put Guy McClintock in a position where he has to really push the pedals down. We got a side-by-side ride between McClintock and Brewer now. Brewer coming around the outside of the red line. Ooh, Brewer will find it, number 30. Almost half a bike length by the end of it. They held it very close on the position through turn 4. Good closing acceleration for number 30. Your rider from Cheney Windows and Doors looking good there in the last moments. We're going to bring up Heat B now. Heat C on deck, Brent Berg, Merrick Gallagher, Calvin Lynn, Elliot Davis. Pacer on the way. Pacer on the home straight. Riders ready. That's Kyle Helson of District Velocity Racing, number 38, that drew position 1, and will take the Pacer first. Carl Paredes comes up to the wheel next, number 42. Sage Duluth for Waterline Racing is the third rider in this lineup. Luke Wilson in the all-white, wearing number 82 at the back end of the group. Duluth looked awfully close in his heat to finding a spot and thinking he's going to be motivated here in this rep to get his way in with this short field too. The rider at the very back, number 82, Wilson, thinking also a pretty good spot here to try to figure out a way to move into this Keirin. Helson looking around here, trying to see what's going on behind him, not seeing a whole lot of movement. We continue to accelerate here through this last half lap with the Pacer now. Pacer's out of the way. Helson's moving up and down a little bit here. Bell ringing for the group. Paredes making a nice run at it here. Helson getting overtaken. Paredes will take the lane away. Good move for the young sprinter. Both Duluth and Wilson in good position to try to charge now around outside of Kratos. Here comes Duluth. Wilson still on the wheel. As predicted, the back half of this field making a good run at it. Wilson and Duluth coming side by side. This is going to be a good shot for both. Wilson, Duluth, Wilson at the blue line will get the advance. Number 82 rides again into the semis. Heat C coming on track now on deck. Heat D, Kovacs, O'Mara, Sandoval, Miller. Looks like we're at 3 out of 4 for our heat here. Berg making his way over here now to make it our group of 4. Pacer on its way. Pacer now onto the home straight. Riders ready. Continue to work our way towards the semifinal round, which will occur tonight during Saturday Night Racing. One more rider gets the nod here from this group. Davis for the Waterlane Racing team is here, number 58 at the front. Merrick Gallagher behind him. Pardon me, that is Brent Berg for the Cyclemeisters team, number 97, slot in second. Calvin Lynn, number 54, also of Waterlane Racing, and there's Merrick Gallagher, the rider with the red helmet for the Jerry Baker Juniors, fourth in the group. This is an interesting group here too. I'm going to be keeping my eye on the junior who was very close to making in during their heat, the rider at the very back. All three riders in front of him though with good top speed as well. This could be a tough one for the kid to get into, as all three of the riders in front all have had good finishing speed in their efforts earlier today. 97, Brent Berg right in the middle of the two Waterline Racing riders, I think, with a really good shot at it as well. Elliott Davis now on the lead of the effort on turn 4, still lined up now, coming onto the home straight. Bell's ringing. Davis still looking around, waiting for some move. Pardon me, that's Calvin Lynn, the rider at the front, number 54, looking around, looking for some sort of attack to come. Brent Berg still sitting on Lynn's wheel as we get up to speed down the back straight. Here comes Jerry Baker Jr. down the back straight looking really quick. He'll take turn 3. Coming alongside Lynn now, both making a good run at it. The rider at the red line's got a good bit of momentum. He just has to carry it. Merritt Gallagher will be the rider to make it through the reps. Your last heat here today for Keirin Racing during this session. We got one more chance for one rider. Heat D coming up now, Frank Kovacs, Andrew O'Mara, Mario Sandoval, and Christian Miller. After this, we bring back up the Broadmark Elite Open Women's Sprints in the semifinal round. We then follow that with 2 record attempts today as requested by the riders. They're going to be taking attempts at our track record, first in the Elite Men Team Sprint, and then in the Elite Men Individual Pursuit. Stick around if you want to watch some record attempts here from some speedsters. Pacer coming on to the home straight now. Riders ready. And our last group now on the track for one to be qualified from this group. Christian Miller draws position number 1, rider number 23. He's joined by number 64, Frank Kovacs of the Cyclemeisters team, and Andrew O'Mara at the back end, the rider in all black. In between them is Mario Sandoval, number 1, in the light blue. Your 4 riders in this group. Miller's impressed this season with good top speed, and I wouldn't count him out even though he's at the front. He's won some races from this position, has a good effort for this kind of speed. Sandoval, our rider of the year from last year, is 2 wheels back, has great top speed. We saw him in some good positions in sprints yesterday. It would be interesting to see how those two ride this one. I'll keep my eyes on how Miller rides from the front here. Again, wouldn't be surprised to see him hesitate for a bit and then try to make a run at it from that front position quickly. Going to wait to shorten the track a little bit before anything gets too crazy here. Pacers out of the way. Miller's still on the front of this effort. Looking over the right shoulder a few times. Not seeing anything just yet. Riders kind of fanning a bit here as the bell rings. Andrew O'Mara tries to reposition himself. He moves up. Mario's got a wheel. He's going to try and follow it around the outside. Going to be 3 across the track. Make it 2 for a moment as O'Mara now trying to pick up the pace alongside of Miller. Miller still has more to give. Both riders starting to accelerate nicely down the back straight now. O'Mara, nice move out of the saddle, tries to pick things up. Mario Sandoval still on the wheel. Now Miller with that second attack effort coming out through turns 3 and 4. He's got more to give, and he'll just win from the sprinter's lane. It'll be Miller all the way around. And now into the Broadmark Elite Open Women Sprints the semifinal round. Our first ride coming up now to the line. Let's get those riders ready for the sprints. Again, this is now the semifinal round. Lizanne Fox and Kimberly Chen in the first heat, followed by Jenna Lingwood and Tracy Jones-Martin in the second heat. The Aussie number 120 on the outside lane, Lizanne Fox taking on Kimberly Chen, number 113. Lining up inside of her now for this matchup to see who races for first and second, who races for third and fourth in front of the crowd tonight. We're 2 riders away from the qualifying round. The 4 open women competitors that are left in this tournament, all very close in top speed. It was only Lizanne, really, who separated herself by about a half a second. The decorated champion, Lizanne Fox, coming all the way from Australia again for the GP, known for her victories here in the sprint tournament. Going up against the youngster Kimberly Chen, just confirmed to be another one of our junior riders racing for the Triple Shot Cycling Club, number 113. This is going to be a fun matchup here for the young rider. She gets to go against such an excellent athlete and fun personality in Lizanne Fox. First place rider in this heat will ride for first and second tonight. Second across the line will go instead to race for third and fourth. Kimberly riding the blue line right now, trying to keep a little bit of positioning in front of Lizanne, who sits off and behind her to the right. Just making it hard to see her kind of in her blind spot right now over the right shoulder. Taking it slow and patient here. A bit of a repositioning by Lizanne, who dives out of turn 4. Both riders moving up and down here. The posturing going on as Lizanne takes over the sprinter's lane. Waiting to see if anybody comes into her view. Ready to react, nothing yet in sight. Continues to wait for Kimberly to make the move, forcing Kimberly to be the one to make the jump now from that second position. As the track gets shorter, Lizanne's comfortable just running this thing from the front. Lizanne up and out of the saddle now into top speed. Chen trying to hold in the acceleration from the speedster out of Australia. Here comes Chen. She found the slipstream enough to try to go over the top. Fox has got to fight for it now. Fox will find it. A good effort from Chen. She was closing in. Lizanne Fox takes the ride and will race for top 2. Lingwood and Jones-Martin coming on track now to sort out who's going to take on the Australian here tonight. Will be Jenna Lingwood of Team Mama Bears, number 114, the rider lining up on the inside, or Tracy Jones-Martin, number 107, for Team Atomic. Both Lingwood, Jones-Martin, and Chen, the rider from that last heat that got second, all within 0.02 of a second of each other in their qualifying round. So top speed match very well here for these 2 athletes. Critical ride here for the 2 to separate into the finals for this evening. Again, it's Lingwood on the inside position. Team Atomic's got Jones-Martin there on the outside now. Both riders coming in with such close measurements in their flying 200 efforts. And this is their first time going head-to-head, and with such similar top speed. This is a high-tension moment for both riders. You get the win here, you get the chance to ride against Lizanne in a best-of-3 tonight for that first and second place. Both riders kind of measuring their efforts right now, trying to figure each other out. Lingwood riding it at a pretty quick clip right now, just trying to stay a little bit ahead of Jones-Martin as they come onto the home straight. Bells ringing, and it's very similar positioning right now from both riders as they roll into the first hill on turn 1. Jones Martin kind of up and out of the saddle just for a bit, maybe trying to force Lingwood to jump. Nothing coming of it. Lingwood being very patient, waiting until the back straight. Jones Martin probably going to dive down just for a moment to try to get into that wheel. Accelerate under the power of Lingwood's big push here from the front. Lingwood looking very strong. Jones Martin trying to time this perfectly, exiting the turn onto the straight, trying to see if they can make the acceleration happen. Lingwood's got enough. A half bike length separates the two, and a good run at it for Lingwood and Jones Martin there. But Lingwood gets the nod and will be racing against Fox tonight for first and second place. We'll see more from Jones Martin as Kimberly Chen takes on Tracy Jones Martin tonight for third and fourth place in this sprints tournament. And with that, we now take a short break to get the timing tape set for an individual pursuit record attempt. 10 laps around the track at a record pace. We'll see what our rider could do. We're going to take a little bit of a break here before we come back with more for this record attempt. Stay tuned. Coming up in just a little bit here, once we get our timing take set and all set on our side, it's Dan Fraser-Moran, the rider from Red Truck Racing, presented by Mosaic Homes, getting the aero kit, the aero bike set for an individual pursuit record attempt here today. It's always $100 at our Velodrome to break a record. So our rider will be taking on the record books today and seeing what they can do with it here in a 10-lap individual pursuit coming up in just a bit. The record being attempted to be broke today. It stands in the record books from the year 2015 during the UCI functioning Marymore Grand Prix. That year, out-of-towner Juan Esteban Arango from Colombia raced in the men's 4K pursuit and put up a time of 4 minutes, 40 seconds. The official time, 4:40.012. That will be the record that's being chased today. In mostly favorable conditions, the wind has been a little bit up and down today, but weather's been nice and warm this afternoon. Our rider, Dan Frazier-Moran, will be the rider to set up and prepare for his effort riding for the Red Truck Racing team. Raced yesterday in bib number 25 in the white with the red. Today in the all-black kit, and is preparing to be as aero as he can to take on the elements on his own against the clock. Our timing tape looks to be set. Our officials in position. We are almost ready to begin. We're going to get the camera for official confirmation lined up as well, and then we're almost there. Once again, this will be our last thing here today for our third session. We'll take a break after this attempt for the record. And in the break time, we'll be getting set and ready and excited for tonight's racing starting at 6 o'clock. Saturday night racing, a 6 o'clock start time, an hour early. The fount tent, the green fount tent does need to be moved for visibility across the middle. If we can either lower and remove the top or maybe move that to the side for this attempt. We need visibility across the center of the velodrome there. Thank you. Estimate about 3 minutes time for fully setting up equipment. 3 minutes time before we're ready for the get-go here. 3 minutes. All right, it is time. Our athlete now getting set to start. And Fraser Moran, our rider, getting lined up for an attempt here at the 4K. 10 solid laps on his own around the track. The record being chased 4 minutes and 40 seconds and just a hair over that. Getting our rider clipped in and set to start and checking with our timing team to make sure this is official and ready to go. And there's the sound of it. We are underway. One rider versus the clock. 10 laps around the track and a record being attempted to be broken today. Anywhere under 5 minutes is pretty quick for the 4K, but you got to be 4:40 at our track to be record pace. I'll request an update from our team, maybe at the halfway point, to get our splits here. Two laps down, 8 to go. .101.917 so far. 101.917. That first lap going to be your slowest here. After that, trying to settle in under 30 seconds comfortably and continue to accelerate through the event. Coming now up onto the third lap completed out of 10. 3 done, 7 to go. 128.763 the time. 128.763. .156.708. Going to be a little bit off record pace at this stage of the race, just a bit. The first lap closer to slowest. If he's halfway mark here coming up, want to be around 225 at worst, somewhere in that range. 223.558. He's on a decent pace here. If he can continue to find some acceleration here in the back half and hold on to this tempo he's at, he has a shot at it. The wind has been pretty good here in the back half of this afternoon session. It's still pretty still today as it's warmed up nicely. We're helping out Dan here on the back half now as he's got 4 to go at this stage. 250.685. Still on good pace, might be able to find it. 250.685 today. At 6 laps completed, 4 to go. We'll see him here in a bit with 7 down, 3 left. .317.362. 317.362. As he crosses the line, he'll be getting the 2 to go mark. 25-second laps. It still puts him on pace to have a shot at this. 2 to go. 344.293. If we can keep it under 50 here, this is a record potential in the last 2 laps. It's got to be 25-second laps or faster to be close. Going to be getting the bell. The 1 to go mark upcoming. Still within striking distance. 4:11.285. If he can keep it up for 29 seconds on this lap, it might be a record. He's been at about a 25 to 28 second lap, depending. Can he hold it here? Might be on pace. Let's see what we get. Trying to dig out everything it can here. It is still within reach. And that'll do it. We'll get the time here in a moment. A record at the track of 4:38.317. Breaks the time by about 2 seconds here at the Velodrome. He put some quick times in this season and said, I think I got a faster time than your record. He called up race director Martin and said, let me get a chance here to break your record. And said, all right, let's see what you got. He does it by a nearly 2 second margin. Oh, he's going to keep it on the warm-up circle. I know you wanted that moment. I saw you. He'll come around. We'll see him again in a sec. A record being broken here today that stood for nearly a decade, a 8-year-old record from 2015 UCI GP. So congratulations to our rider, Dan Fraser. He knew he had it in him, called up and said, give me a chance to take on your record. I think I can break it. Good conditions today, a great effort. We're going to bring him up here. I know there's not a lot of us here at the Velodrome, but we might as well put our hands together, everybody. Let's hear it for our new record holder here in the individual pursuit. There we go. There's the applause one deserves for that kind of ride. Congratulations, Dan, going in our local record books. Fun to see it. History made at almost every GP I've been at. I've gotten a chance to call some record broken year after year, and it's always so fun to see it. Nice moment here tonight or today for this rider and for all of us here that we're able to enjoy it with him. Fans of the Velodrome, we're going to be taking a break here because we are done with racing for this third session. Our riders that qualified for the finals in the Keirin and in the sprint tournament will be coming back for more tonight, as there will be lots of mass start racing events this evening. We're going to be finding our champions in the Enduro Omnium, the Sprint Omnium. We're going to be awarding a lot of money, a lot of merchandise, and having a lot of fun watching some great racing. That starts tonight at 6 o'clock, 6 p.m. here at the Velodrome. Beverage garden will be open, food trucks rolling in for the big show. We'd love to have you be a part of it. Again, 6 o'clock tonight, come on back and watch when we have hundreds of fans here. A full infield of athletes and great racing for you. We look forward to it. Again, that's 6 o'clock tonight. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for joining us here at the Velodrome. Hope you have a wonderful afternoon, and see you for more racing here today at the Jerry Baker Memorial Velodrome.